Self-improvement and motivation for success. Chapter 15. Maintaining work-life balance. The world is changing so rapidly that every other person now has to work in order to live a better life. In this race, one often tends to mix up their personal and professional life. This results in a jumbled-up life, messed-up priorities, lack of time and overall dissatisfaction. This also gives a feeling to the person that despite all the hard work, one has still something missing in life. This missing element is the mental peace and tranquility that one needs to concentrate in life. It is therefore advisable that one follows certain rules in order to keep their lives simple, and lives a healthier life with a balance between the personal and professional life. Some of these factors are in your control, whereas some may be out of the domains of your control. For convenience, we'll look at some tips which are divided under 3 aspects below. At work, 1. Take small breaks during the day. A 10-minute break can be taken every 2 hours so that your effectiveness and work productivity can enhance. 2. Prioritize your day and divide your time realistically. 3. Limit all the email correspondence to office only. Don't take your pending work home. 4. Distinction between the work and personal life should be kept separate. Don't work or think about work 24/7. 5. Deal with unrealistic deadlines before it is too late. Communicate the problems to your boss so as to avoid issues at last moment. 6. Consume your earned leaves, vacations so that you can return fresh at work again. At home, 1. Relax and spend time with family after returning from work. 2. Divide household chores amongst family members so that after all the work is completed, the family can sit together and share some quality time. Self-improvement and motivation for success. 3. Exercise even for at least 10 minutes a day. It would refresh you and you'll feel more energized. 4. Eat healthy food so that you have the energy to spend time with your family and also to work productively. 5. Adopt a hobby that you can pursue with your family or friends. This would keep your mind off work and also make you much more energized. Hobbies are also quite effective to alleviate stress, so you can use a good hobby and make use of it. In community, 1. Spend some quality time in your community. Devote some voluntary time in community work so that you can devote your money, education and time to social work. This would enhance your satisfaction level and also bring you a sense of social responsibility. You can also generate funds, help in arranging corporate social responsibilities and use your maximum capacity to serve for your community. 2. You can also participate in your children's school events and parental societies in order to know what your child is learning at school. Parental groups are also involved at organizing functions and social tasks for the school kids. This would not only help you manage your time, but also inculcate such social and extracurricular habits in your children. Self-improvement and motivation for success. Chapter 16. What makes a person unsuccessful? There have been many articles written on how to be successful, but very few of them cite about the factors that make you unsuccessful. In order to be successful, there are certain factors that you definitely have to avoid so as to ensure success. Some of these elements are false beliefs. Any incorrect idea that you have about something is a false belief. The best element for success is to let go of false beliefs by getting over them and moving ahead. A small false belief such as being unlucky or not able to find a job should not stop you from looking for a job. To get over false beliefs, one has to get out of their comfort zone and accept challenges so that they can overcome their false beliefs and move on towards newer horizons. External control, a particular way of thinking which is strongly associated with being unsuccessful, is blaming everything to external factors. For instance, when one doesn't perform well in an exam, they blame their teacher or the environment around them. Whereas, successful people revert to their internal locus of control where they believe that they are in control of everything. They strengthen themselves internally so that they can face whatever challenges life throws at them. Persistence and perseverance. Successful people tend to be persistent in life. They tend to continue their hard work until they achieve what they want. Losing hope quickly are the signs of the unsuccessful people who don't stand up after they fail. So be strong and persistent if you wish to succeed. Rigidity. Unsuccessful people are quite rigid. They tend to stick to their obsolete ways and do not like adapting to changing situations. In this dynamic world, one's self-improvement and motivation for success needs to be highly flexible in order to be successful. You need to adapt to situations accordingly, take hardships and try different methods if one fails. Improper planning, being planned for your future, would guarantee you success. If you have your own plans, you will maintain your focus and head in the correct dimension. Those who are unsuccessful do not plan, or even if they do, their plans are incomplete. Therefore, you need to be planned, else you'll be swept by those around you. Lack of self-confidence. Ever wondered why the unsuccessful ones are always left behind? It's all because of the fact that they lack the confidence of presenting their ideas in front of the bosses. You should speak up, be creative and give ideas so that the people around you realize that you are confident. Reminiscing about lack of resources, a lot of unsuccessful ones stay behind just because they think that they don't have the money or the resources to do things. Why stay behind? If you are affirmative that you have to be successful, you'll have to do things without resources. Fears. These are not the fears of the dark or the height, but rather these are the fears which hinder your abilities to leap ahead towards success. Although opposite, the fear of success or failure can both hinder your way towards being successful, so overcome your fears and start moving ahead. Self-improvement and motivation for success. Chapter 17, Dealing with Life Challenges. It is quite well known to all that everything starts from our mind. The smallest thought is being generated into an idea, which takes the shape of the actions in order to be implemented. This whole process is being functioned within one's mind so that one can plan ahead. That is why positivity is an important thinking approach that all successful people have. We have all been generously granted with positivity inside us, but then again, it's a matter of choice for those who want to use it or not. People who are positive in their approaches seem to attract us more than those who are negative and always blaming things or their environment for the mishaps. Our thought processes are controlled by our mind, which also reflect and are exhibited by our behavior, attitude and perception. It also shows the type of lifestyle we would prefer. Those who are happy tend to have positive thinking which radiates around them. However, those who are gloomy have negative aura that radiates around them. Therefore, it is up to us as to what type of lifestyle we prefer. Happiness and misery, both are an important element of life. No matter how rich one is, one can certainly never avoid the happiness or the misery. These problems which envelop us tend to make us stronger internally, as they teach us about life, about values and how to face different challenges that we come across in our daily routine. It is generally seen that those people who face their life challenges positively have positive results, whereas those who face challenges with a negative attitude usually end up with negative result. So what exactly should your approach be while facing life challenges? Below are some tips which will guide you to improve your daily routine and build upon your inner self-improvement and motivation for success. When facing negative thoughts, try to change them into positive ones. Always remember that you can control your thoughts shouldn't control the way you live. So instead of complaining and blaming others, evaluate your options. Think of the best possible solution under the given circumstances and act upon them. Don't hang out with negative people. Rather, stay in the company of those who think positively. Talk or get counseling with people who tend to think positively and are a source of inspiration for you. Find happiness in the simple things in life. Remember to look upon the less fortunate and be thankful for what you have. Love yourself instead of blaming. Be kind and respect others. Do small gestures of kindness such as a simple smile and hello to the watchman, helping the elderly, etc. The positive signals you send out are met with positivity in response, which increases your satisfaction level. Help the unfortunate people. Give some voluntary service at an orphan shelter or a nursing home. Spend time with the miserable and radiate your positivity onto them. Always remember, you get what you give. So always send signals of positive and give hope to others. Do remember that when you give others a reason to smile for and hope to cherish, you'll also get that back tenfold. Self-improvement and motivation for success. Chapter 18 Criteria for idealizing successful people in the world. In this world, we, as individuals, have lots of aspirations and dreams. Throughout the stage of growing up, we tend to idealize key people in our life, who can either be our favorite movie stars, sportsmen, teachers, family members, or even politicians. This gradual idealism leaves an impact on us, and at times, our personality reflects certain traits of our ideals which we have absorbed from them in the due course of time. So is there actually certain criterion for idealizing people in our life? Should we randomly idealize just anybody who inspires us? Well, the thing is, that not all individuals are worthy of idealism. It also depends upon how we, as a person, would want to see ourselves. A thief would always idealize his mafia leader, not the local priest. So, if we aspire to be worthy and successful individuals, then we need to idealize people who have the following important traits. Positive attitude. A positive attitude not only makes us successful, but it also makes us open to all the opportunities that come our way. Successful people have positivity radiating from them, and they never let go of any opportunity. It is these minute opportunities that have made them climb their success ladders. Value time. Successful people also value their time. They are well prioritized and planned for the day. Not only that, but they also value the time of others and fulfill their deadlines accordingly. When going for a meeting, they are always on time and well planned. Accountability. Despite being high risk takers, successful people tend to be accountable for their actions, successes and failures. They do not blame their environment or the people, just in case any plan fails. Self-improvement and motivation for success. Proactive. Being well planned is the key trait of successful people. They are proactive in their actions, and their positive attitude supports their proactive measures. Creative. Creativity is the key to success. Creativity lets you see new opportunities and work towards them. All the leaders are supposed to be creative, as their creativity makes them implement certain changes that are required for a total turnover of an organization's pace. Well communicated. Good communication skills are an important asset of the successful individuals. Being well versed not only in the verbal but also the non-verbal communication skills reflects hugely upon the personality of a successful individual. Reaching out to others via communication can attract a lot of people towards you who may also bring newer opportunities. Resilience. Being successful is not a piece of cake. It takes a lot of perseverance and resilience, as successes do not come without failures. The strength needed to stand up after failing is the actual test that successful people go through. This means that resilience, as a trait, should never be overlooked while selecting successful ideals. A person cannot be successful if they haven't undergone any offsets. Above-mentioned traits are amongst just few traits that successful people have. However, these traits are quite worthy, and one can look for these traits while selecting their ideals. Self-improvement and motivation for success. Chapter 19 Factors behind importance of motivation in successful life. We all know what motivation is and how it affects us. But often, despite all the knowledge and awareness, we still get confused by the concept of motivation. So what is it that causes all the confusion? Why do we fail to totally understand motivation? Well, the basic function of motivation is quite simple. It is to provide us with happiness and to remove pain from our life. This is the basic fundamental on which all the motivational talks, sessions or books are based. What varies is the kind of happiness and pain that it tends to provide. This makes you read books and take sessions in order to realize what techniques you ought to do in order to be motivated. So why exactly is motivation the key factor behind our success? Why not intelligence or hard work, for instance? Surely, motivation must have something that it got this status. The real thing is that whenever we want to perform a task, accomplish a goal or simply do some work, we need certain propelling factor that would make us do that work. This propelling factor is motivation. It is this motivation that tends to make us fulfill the accomplishments and perform some work. Now the question is, how does our mind feel motivated in order to make us perform that task? Basically, there are three important factors through which our mind functions. These are 1. Conceptual, 2. Perceptual, 3. Emotional self-improvement and motivation for success. These three factors, when functioning together, propel us to do the task. The conceptual factor is responsible to form certain beliefs and reasons. All the motivations we feel arise in this region, as once we form a belief about accomplishing something, we feel motivated towards that task. The perceptual region is involved with the collection of sensory data. Once motivated, we use this perceptual sense in order to relate to our motivation and further increase it. The emotional region is involved with our emotions, which may be fear, happiness, excitement, apprehension, or anything related to the task at hand. Motivation is also felt by the emotional region, which then gives rise to the elements of excitement and happiness, which we feel when we are motivated. This cycle of brain functioning tells us how our beliefs and values control our motivation. Once we have set the right approach and geared up with the right beliefs, we would never go astray from our motivated goal. A general rule regarding formation of beliefs is that one should always look for the positive things and find positive beliefs. Positivity is a great supporter of motivation and happiness, and it multiplies the effect of motivation. Therefore, if our beliefs are backed up by the foundation of positivity, then we would be able to firmly uphold our motivation. To conclude with, motivation is an asset that is conditioned by our brain. It is in our control about how we condition our mind to be motivated. Therefore, have healthy and positive beliefs which can generate and make you feel motivated.